Now, Jesus now told them that, guys, don't be distracted. Come back to verse 4. What I told you was to wait for the promise of the Father. So in verse 8, the response was, but you shall receive power. So Jesus was trying to take... Hi guys, it's the Godly Doctor here. You know, sometimes in the life of believer, we get worried and concerned about the future. Particularly, we do not want to miss the plan of God for our lives. We want to exactly be in God's will. We want to walk as God has ordained it. And it's not unusual. Because even in Acts 1:6, we saw the disciples also asking Jesus that when will you return the kingdom back to Israel? They were genuinely concerned about the future. They want to know what will happen when they will have to wrap up all of the drama. But we saw what eventually happened. What we actually need is the obedience of now. The awesomeness of God's plan in our life is so perfect that it takes the obedience of now to swiftly flow into the future. And we saw it in the life of Joseph. Okay, for some of us now, you might have received messages that he thought he has for you, a lot of good and a lot of evil to give you an expected end. He has told you that you have everything pertaining to life and godliness, and luckily, scratch that. By grace, some of us has the ability. We have a glimpse of what the future look like, just like Joseph. Joseph knew that one day his brother were going to bow down before him, but the process, God did not show it to him, and it happened that way. Eventually, Joseph had to go with the order of the day, how each day happens, and we saw that it was similar response that Jesus gave back to the disciples. In verse 7, he told them that, see, you have not been given any power to know the time or the season, because the authority is with God. Now, Jesus now told them that, guys, don't be distracted. Come back to verse 4. What I told you was to wait for the promise of the Father. So in verse 8, the response was, but you shall receive power. So Jesus was trying to take them back to that verse 4, that the instruction of today that I gave you is that you should go and wait for the promise of the Father. Don't be bothered about when the kingdom will be restored. Obey the instruction of today. So even when you know that the kingdom will be restored, that is enough information. You don't need to know so much about your life. Why don't you accept and understand and obey the instruction that has been given unto you for today? So when you obey the instruction of today, tomorrow you obey the instruction of tomorrow, the next day you obey each day, ensure that you are obeying each day's instruction, and you will see yourself swiftly walking into that reality of God, because your future is already a reality of God. God is the master planner. So all of this that you are worried about, God is already in it. So all He's requiring of you is that, allow me. See, God is more interested in your future than even yourself. So all you have to do is to leave it to the master planner. Let Him take you by your hand day by day. Precepts upon precepts, lines upon lines. God bless you. Follow us on all our social media. We are on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Follow, like, and share. God bless you. Thank you and bye.